Okay, and I don't know how to start this video. The video started. We've started this video now. Hey, it's me, Egman. We're live, which means you should be here at twitch.tv. And even if this is a re-upload, you should still just be squatting on this chat. But we are going to go and talk about all the archetypes that dropped from Series 12. They dumped like, what, over 100 cards on us? And I don't want to talk about all those right now, so we're going to just talk about kind of the key archetypes. And it's really cool. Like, each color archetype is really specific. There aren't any, like, generically good leaders. They're just, like, they're all crazy. They're all, like, super-duper crazy leaders. And we're going to talk about them. And where do we start? I guess we start with the first, like, the easy crazy one. We're going to talk about Launch. So Launch is a red Earthling, and it doesn't have an awakening, which is really weird, right? But it's because if you know, like, the show, like, she sneezes and she switches back and forth. And so auto once per turn when you combo, draw one card, which is great, even though you're a 5k body. And then when a card in your life is flipped face up by one of your red card skills, you may flip this card over. If you do, draw one card, and you can't flip your leader card to its front for the turn. So essentially what you can do is you can combo something, and if you can do it during the combo phase, you can flip it over, and then you get the 10k. And then also, like, Launch, when this card attacks, choose up to one of your opponent's cards. It gets minus 5k power for the battle. And auto once per turn when you combo, draw one card. And then also when a card in your life is flipped face up by one of your red skills, you may also, that's the other thing as well. Also, Based Willie, thank you so much for the subscription. I really do appreciate it. You guys can subscribe to me, even if I'm not live. You can totally do it, but you won't get the stuff for it. But yeah, it's really cool how they incorporate this flipping back and forth, and it's not really obvious, but you can gain, like, a lot of card advantage with this leader really easily. And this is, like, a really good, like, early game aggro mid range, and but then, like, loses to, like, a hard win condition later in the game. So yeah, and just being able to, like, flip the card over, draw. Obviously, like, the launch on this side is way better, and so what, like, you'd want to do is that you'd, like, swing with you awaken it, you can swing into something, have a 10k, and then like, even on your, like, your defense, like, on the next turn, you'd swing with it, you give something minus 5k, and then after that you flip it back over you get to draw, like, 2 cards, and just being able to continuously combo and all that other stuff. I think it's a really cool leader and worth talking about. And obviously, like, they've been giving, like, a bunch of support to red Earthling cards as well, and yeah, especially if, like, you burn your opponent a bunch, you get some advantage there. The only thing with, obviously, this leader is it's card advantage versus energy advantage, but there's just a lot of free ways for red to get, you know, a bunch of bodies on the board and everything. So, and if we look at the designer notes real quick, we can see that yeah, there's, like, this card, a Chew, which is the sneeze. If you lead cards, a red Earthling card, choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards with 10k power or less, KO it, then combo with to one red Launch card in your drop area. So, like, just doing this for one, you get to combo with something, KO something, and you're also able to, like, when you combo with something, you get a draw card too, so that's really nice. And there's ways to flip cards over. I believe this Balma is one of them. Yeah, if your leader card is a red Earthling card with 10k power or less, when this card is used in a combo, flip up to one card in your life face up at the end of the turn. Flip all face. Yeah, so you can just combo this, and then you can awaken mid thing. So you can combo, draw one, and then awaken, or, like, flip over, draw one. So you get to draw 2 cards, get a 5k combo, and then you can combo one more thing and, like, draw another card with the other side of it. So, like, that's just a bunch of free advantage. And yeah, being able to flip a card from your life over for nothing, like, for no energy cost, is really powerful for that. Also, the Son Goku Eye for an Eye is absurd. Yeah, you can't do Heartfelt Plea. You can't do, because you don't actually awaken, right? That would be broken if you could, but you can't do that. For 2 red, if your leader card is red Earthling, when this card in your life is flipped face up by one of your red skills, you may place the top card of your deck in your life, then play this card from your life. If you don't play a card, you can place this face up card in your drop area from your life. So, like, you can just have it face up if you need it to be face up, but it has this really nice auto of just, like, once per turn when your opponent activates a counter skill, deal 1 damage. And its counter play is counter, it's counter attack. Any of them, they just deal 1 damage. So, like, a 20k for 2 that does that, is just really powerful. So definitely kind of more of this burn kind of aggressive list. And I think there definitely are more red cards. These are just the ones from the designer notes that I wanted to kind of talk about. There's some launches too, like, if we look at let me see. Let's see how up to date Shonon's layer is right now. And if we do Series Vermilion Bloodline. Nope. What's the name of this one? Yeah, Vicious. All right, cool. I think, yeah, these are some more red cards too. So like for example, another one is this Launch, the Pure Hearted. So if your lead card's Red Earthling with 10k power or less, when this card's used in a combo, flip up to one of your card in your life face up. At the end of the turn, flip all face down, and you can't activate autos for the turn. So like just being able to get that free like flip, which means like you can combo with this card. You get to draw one card for comboing, one for awakening, and then you also get to see what's in your life in case you need to snipe something from it. And then active battle, if your leader card is a Red Earthling card, 5k power card, you can combo this card from your drop area. And then so it's just like a free combo later in the game too, which just like free awakens your 5k launch into a 10k, and just you get like free card advantage with this one. So this is like an easy 4 of. Yeah, and you can use it twice and everything else. So it's just good. These are just good cards, honestly, and it just really helps this archetype, which with a really weird leader. And we also have like this Launch, so unique critical for one. When your leader cards flip to the back, so you can play this card from your hand. So you can just play it for pretty much free. Like a 1-drop 15k crit is nice, and then and I think it's when your leader is flipped to its backside. So I think it's like anything that awakens, you can just play this for 1 red energy. I think that's how the timing works. When this card's played, choose up to one of your opponent's backwards, 15k power or less, and KO it. So like just a bunch of value for this Launch as well. And I think that's everything I kind of want to talk about. It's a really, really unique idea, and I think seeing it in play. In general, like a lot of these decks, you have to play them to see how they work, but they're really unique in that regard. Like all of these leaders are crazy unique. All of them kind of have some weird interactions, and none of them are just like the basic like swing, draw a card, and untap 2, and you get something on the backside. Like there's a lot of cool, crazy stuff you can really do with all these guys. So I will say I think Launch. I'm gonna put it at like a 4. I think that's kind of where. I don't know why I did that. Undo. All right. Yeah, I'm thinking I'm going to put Launch at a 4. I think Launch has a lot of cool card advantage, and honestly, Red's been getting like a lot of like support for its just Earthling archetype for last year pretty much, and so there's already a bunch of good tools for the deck, and it's going to be interesting to see how all that kind of stacks up. So. There is that one. Anything from chat? Yeah, Red. Yeah, Yamcha counterplay for sure is something we will get. Hopefully some more play from as well. All right, so that is that one, and let's go to our other red one. We've got our King Piccolo. Oh wait, let me do that. Nope. No, I had it. Redo. No. No. All right, we're good. We're fine. I know how to use Photoshop. All right, enter. Boom. All right, so we also have our King Piccolo, which is a red Namekian Earthling. Oh, it's not an Earthling. That's weird. This should totally be an Earthling, right? Or do I not know the lore right enough? I guess it's not an Earthling. Piccolo Jr. should be an Earthling, right? Because he was hatched on Earth. Anyways, he's a red Namekian. You start the game with 6 life, which is kind of weird, right? But when this card attacks, you may choose up to 1 red Namekian or Demon Clan card in your hand and place it in your life face up. If you do, add 1 card from your life to your hand. So you just get to like cycle cards if you need it. And it's from your hand, so it's not like on your board. And then if your life is at 2 or less, or you have 2 or more life, flip face up, you may draw 3 cards, place the top card of your deck in your life, and flip this card over. So that's really good. So you can easily just awaken with this guy. With like 7 health essentially, like so like turn 1 you swing, you put one of your cards to your life, and then like face up you get to do that cycle, and then drawing 3 and everything else, because you get to choose. One of like the biggest things about this game is you can choose which life you take, so that's never really been a thing besides like taking what you want from it, but being able to like choose if you want to take the face up life or not the face up life is a big deal for a lot of these cards. But yeah, so like it's you don't start off with a lot of resources on the front side, but you can awaken really early on turn 2, and then as long as you get your red Namekians or Demon Clan cards, and then on the other side, so when this card attacks, choose up to 3 red Namekian or Demon Clan cards in your hand, place them in your life face up, then add that many cards from your life into your hand. So like if you just have dead cards in the hand, you can always cycle and see what else is in your life, but also you can like save cards for later. Like if you need to, like if you are kind of scared of like hand destruction, like you can get rid of cards you don't need, and then you can bring them back later. So I don't know, it's interesting. And then active battle once per turn. And like you can put it in your life, and like if your opponent swings into your stuff, you can just get what you need back based on the situation. So like just being able to like set up your life, and like there's just more interaction and like more forethought for a lot of this stuff. Active battle once per turn. If you have a random Mechian or Demon Clan cards flip face up in your life, place the top card in your deck into your life face up, then combo with one face up random Mechian or Demon Clan card in your life. So yeah, I think these are all really cool things for this leader. And if we go to the design notes as well, right over here. So we've got cards like this Tambourine, and we've been having like red Namekians and red Demon Clan cards printed for the last couple sets as well. At the end of the battle, when this card is used in a combo from your life, you can play it. So you can just put this card to your life, and then you can combo with it, and then you just get a 15k for free, which is nice. And then if your leader card is a red King Piccolo card, and you have either 3 or more face-up cards in your life, or a red Unison card and play with cards underneath it, this card attacks, you get switch to active mode and gets plus 5k. So this gets like a 20k dual attack, which is nice. You get to play it for free, which is really nice. And like it's just a lot of value for cards like this. And we also have like this Piccolo Jr. Unison as well. So when your opponent activates a counter skill, choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards with 15k power or less and KO it. Active main, you get to draw 1 card, which is just fine. Like that's like the minimum like good part of it. And then choose up to one of your red battle cards and it costs 3 or less. Choose all of your opponent's battle cards with power less than or equal to the chosen card and KO them. This card gains Rejuvenate once per turn. Remove 2 markers from this card for the turn. So like if you have, I think you just have to do like, if you have 4 tokens on this guy, right? You can do the -2, and then you're able to like KO like a bunch of your cards in your opponent's field, and then also you can use Rejuvenation for going -2 on the thing. So you pop your Unison, but you get that life back if you need it. And I think this one's okay. We definitely like, especially like if we have like a skillless archetype. Like red's always been like already kind of good for skillless. So just being able to have like a big 30k out and then saying, okay, I'll just pop everything with 30k or less, which is pretty much everything in the game at the moment anyways. Especially like, can you imagine like Black Broly just being able to play, use this Piccolo to go -2 and something. So I think like in a skillless archetype this will be good. It remains to be seen for like the actual like Piccolo archetype, but I could see this being like really creative and like a good skillless archetype. Like I know Hit's already been really good for a skillless archetype for like the red-green build, but like this could be fantastic for that kind of thing. And we also have like Symbol. We just have like a bunch of new. Is this card new or is this from like the old set? This art looks all right. This is from Draftbox. All right, but yeah, we've just been getting all these like King Piccolos for a while, and I think these are just going to be really interesting to see how they play. And everything like that. So, and the leader can use the activate battle on your opponent's turn. Yes, you can definitely do that. Yep, as long as you are in the combo phase, and you don't even have to be like this card doesn't have to be the one being attacked either. You can't do it for Unison card swings, but if you have a red Mechian, yeah, you can just do that. It's free to do. So, and it's yeah exactly. So if like they swing into one of your battle cards, you can just use this active battle to save it, and you get to play something for free. It just seems good. All right, so I think I like launch a little bit better, but I think this Piccolo might have some actual gas with it as well. Right now, I'm just gonna put it as a 3. I think I like launch just a little bit better because launch is more fun, but there's definitely some really cool stuff I feel like you can do with Piccolo, and I don't know, like I'm a little like there's never been like a tier 1 or 2 like Namekian strategy besides like Piccolo Surge, which they neutered pretty quick. Yeah, the red Unison -2 is active main. I think so. I think it's an active main. Let me make sure. On that active. I guess I could have done it. No, I can't. Yeah, it's active main. Yeah. So, yeah, if it was active battle, that'd be nuts. The 6 life limit is a big minus at the start. However, this deck looks like it's better at rejuvenating than other decks, especially like this Unison. So like you can get your life back if you need to, and yeah, and like the other thing is that you get to awaken. You can awaken really early, so you just maybe like lose like 1 or 2 cards in advantage at the beginning of the game, but you can still start with 6 life. Like you can awaken and be at 7 life, which is really good because you can have 6 already. Like you can like, let's say you go second. So turn 1 you swing, you get a face-up card into your life, and then you block or whatever, you're still at 6 life, and then you just swing again, you put another card face up in your life, and then you're able to use you can just awaken on the spot, put an extra card to your life, and then draw 3 cards, so you're at 7, and you have like an awakened leader. So it's fine, I think, but I get it. The 1-drop piano also helps with draws. Just imagine the red-green Piccolo with power-up alliance to use that -2 skill. Ooh, all right, we got some, and it's an Namek. Is that Piccolo? Let's see, red 2-drop battle. Is that Piccolo? He is a red Namekian. He is a red Namekian as well. I think some of these cards are gonna say like all your card energy is red, but this is a really good point. I think this could be really cool for this league. Like this has already been kind of strong. So being able to use like some like red-green stuff is really, and you get to combo with it for free, right? Yeah, you can just combo with one face-up red Namekian. So when you do this, when you use cards to combo with cards, you don't need to pay their energy costs. So you just get a free 10k combo from your life, which is really interesting as well. Which also means like if you have like the red-green stuck in your hand, it's never dead. So I think that's kind of cool too. All right, we talked about that one. And then let's go to, so after red we've got blue, so let's talk about blue. First blue, alright, we've got Janemba. And you know what, I'm gonna be, I think just Janemba is really good. So you add up to, add 1 card from your life to your hand. When this card attacks, choose up to 1 blue evil incarnate or demon card with any cost 2 or less in your hand and play it, which is just like a bunch of cards. 4 or less, you just draw 2 and flip over, and then on the awakened side, swing and draw, and then active main once per turn. For 1 blue, place 1 card from your life in your drop area. Play up to 1 blue evil incarnate with any cost 2. So it's the same thing. It's an active main, but you have to pay 1 energy for it, and it's like you have to crit a life and everything. But yeah, we've just seen like a bunch of like Janemba cards come out in the last couple of years. It is a glass cannon deck for sure, but I think like blue has like so much recovery, and like sure you get like a lot of card draw from this leader, which I think is better. I think blue has already a lot of natural ways to use untaps and stuff, so I think this has like a lot of potential to be a really premier blue aggro deck. So I'm thinking, yeah, draw 2 is really good. We haven't had like a draw 2 blue leader in a really long time. That at least that's been impactful. So what cards, like we've got some like skillless Janemba, so you can just play this 20k. Let me just do card list and let me just look Janemba. Blue. Alright, so what cards we got? So we got this combo attack one, choose 1 evil incarnate or demon card in your battle area, and this return it to the owner's hand. Play this card from your hand, then add up to 2 cards from your life in your hand, you can't. So you can just like play this card for free. So because like let's say you play like a 2-drop, like yeah, like this is already like super good, right? You play this 20k for free, you swing with it on turn 1, and then you activate this main, choose 1 evil incarnate or demon card in your battle area other than copies of this, turn it to your hand, you play this, and then you take up to 2 cards, so you can have some self-awakening and stuff. And you don't have to use a blue leader. That's also super duper true for a lot of these cards. You also have this counterattack Janemba, which that's just from the starter deck. But yeah, like a lot of these cards are also just like built on getting recovery. So like this, you know, for 1 blue, if you have 3 or more energy, if you know battle cards in play, you just play this from your hand. So it's a 20k for 1. And then for 1 blue and 1 colorless, play this card at the bottom of the deck, choose up to 1 evil incarnate with energy of 5, which means you can go into this infernal chain Janemba, and with, you know, big crit, and then the sparking 10, you can play this card at the bottom of the owner's deck to play an evil incarnate or Janemba. Like there's just like a lot of cycling, right? And so there's there's just ways to recover, because Janemba, like a bunch of these Janembas just cheat themselves out if your opponent doesn't have like any cards out at all. So I think that has like a lot of cool potential for the deck. And yeah, I like, then, you know, beans are obviously really good too. Chilled from the draft box. Oh yeah, chilled from the draft box 6. That's a really good point. Because you can just choose it to play up to 1 skills battle card, energy cost 3 or less from your deck or drop area, then shuffle your deck. But only if this, okay, if you have 3 or more energy, choose 1 skills battle card in your hand, discard it, play this card from your hand. Okay. And then yeah, the Janemba field card as well. Yeah, I think there's a lot of potential for this deck. I don't think it's broken. Unless I haven't read this card. Leader's Evo Incarnate. When one of your Evo Incarnate demons played, place the top card of your deck under this card. If there's 4 more under this, and you place cards under its drop area, you play up to 1 blue skill list, any cost to your deck. Alright, that's fine. I think you're probably going to play the other one anyways. And then this one, crit dual attack at the end of your turn, so this card to owner's warp, fine. If you have 3 or more energy and you choose one of your blue skill list battle cards at any cost 2 or 3 and return it to the owner's hand, play this card from your hand you can activate. Yeah, so you just get like 2 crit boys. Yeah, going full on aggro, tapping out, followed by Baby Hatch or Janemba seems dirty. Yeah, that's really, really good. Zeno Unison Turbo at the chain turn 2. Yeah, I think, alright. This is... I think there's a lot of potential for this one, and like I'm gonna give it a 5 because it's the most straightforward deck. Like you just put a lot of aggro Janemba cards, and then you just hit them for a lot of crit damage, right? And just the fact that a bunch of these things have crit anyways, I think is good, and I think there's a lot of potential for this deck in so many ways. So we're gonna put that there. We good? We think it's a 5? I'm thinking it's a 5 from the get-go. All right. Okay, 4.5 Glass Cannon if you don't own Baby Hatch. Then just own Baby Hatch, 5. Alright. I'm just kidding. We're going to talk about Paikuhan. If that's how you pronounce him in the actual... I know Wheelo is Eero? Weero? I don't know. I don't know how we're supposed to say Wheelo, but we got Paikuhan. This card attacks, look at the top 2 cards from your deck, add up to 1 mono blue card among them to your hand, then place the remaining cards on top of your deck in any order. Choose up to 1 of your Paikuhan cards and cost to your last and return it to another's hand. So just being able to look at 2 cards and draw one is just like strictly better. Sure, you kind of know what's next, but you can also just the fact of knowing what the next card on top of your deck is fantastic. So, and then untap 1, draw 1 here, and then when this card attacks, same thing, and up to 1 of your opponent's battle cards and cost of 3 or less and return to the owner's hand. And then activate once per turn, look at the top 3 cards from your deck and put them back in any order. So, like this, just being able to look at the top cards from your own deck is already good, just from an idea of the deck and like making sure that you draw correctly. Yeah, it reminds me a lot of Star Deck Frieza in a lot of ways. And then I think there's definitely ways to I think abuse a lot of this stuff as well. If we look at 1 sec, there's like is it Goku? 3-drop battle card, blue. Which the card that procs when you bounce something back? Is it Goku? I was like 99% sure it's Goku. Maybe it's not Goku. Is it Gohan? Maybe it's Gohan. Nope. Alright, 3 blue battle. There's a card that when you play it, it's kind of like oh, is it this one? Okay, when battle card is returned to player's hand by a skill, if this is in play, you can play this card from your hand. So this card's really good, and it's a Goku. And then for 1 blue, send this card from your drop area to your warp. Choose up to 1 of your blue battle cards, any cost 3 or less, and up to 1 of your opponent's battle cards, any cost of 3 or less, and return it to their hand. So if you're already returning your Paikuhans, you just get to play this card for free. And that's good. And so it's a Goku, which also is good for like the Paikuhan stuff, which is up here. So you just get 15Ks for free, and then you have Gogeta stuff, so you just have to have like the same kind of you have to have the same power level, so you need like 15K Vegetas, which shouldn't be difficult because we just have a bunch of that kind of stuff. For 3, if your leader card's blue Paikuhan card, you place 1 blue Son Goku and 1 blue Vegeta card with any cost of 1 from your deck shuffle. Okay, so it's not actually... Alright, maybe I'm wrong with these. Huh. Alright, you don't actually Union Fusion them. That's really weird. I'm going to say it. I think it's weird. But we do get to do the Miraculous Fighter as well, which is a secret rare that also just got reprinted, so there's some potential for him. What's this guy do? Actually, let me just read. Let me read both of these guys. For 3, if your leader, blue Paikuhan, place 1 blue Goku and cost of 1 from your deck to your drop area. Oh, you place them from your drop area back into your deck. Shuffle your deck, play this card from your hand. For active main, for once per turn burst blue. If your card is a blue Paikuhan card and you have 4 or more energy, if this card is placed in your drop area, when this card if this card is placed in your drop area with this skill was a blue Gogeta card with any cost of 8, play on top of this card. Oh, you burst 1. Okay. And then you so you just have to set up the top card. All right, that's kind of cool. And then if your leader card is a mono blue, when this card is played or your opponent activates a battle card skill, choose 2 cards for your opponent's and returns to your hand. That's fine. It's a double strike dual attacker. If your leader card is a mono blue and you have 6 or fewer cards in hand at the end of the turn, they choose 3 cards in hand, place them at the. You have 6 or fewer. They choose 3 cards in hand, place the rest at the bottom of their deck in any order. Okay. I like this card. Yeah, it's a 7-drop balanced in a lot of ways. Okay, I think it's cool. Like it is really nice that how it works, and like it makes sure that your opponent can like use cards. Like you have to finish the turn instead of start the turn with it. And you can also resolve from the 5-drop Gogeta from the starter deck. Okay, for only 2 blue, which isn't too bad, and everything. What's Galaxy Revival? Blue Paikuhan, draw 2, choose 1 card in your hand, place it on top of your deck, then switch up to 1 of your mono blue energy to active mode. That's fine, right? Yeah, you get to draw 2, and just drawing 2 and like putting 1 back, and then like for free is good. So like this is automatically like a free plus. I guess it's a free plus 0, but you get to cycle more cards. If your leader card is a blue Paikuhan card and you choose 1 of your blue unison cards with the Rejuvenate skill, then send this card from your drop area to your warp. Place the top card of your deck under the chosen unison card, and you can't activate. Okay. All right, I'm kind of excited about Paikuhan. I haven't really looked at him yet, but I think he's got a lot of cool stuff going for him. So I'm going to give him a solid. We give him a solid 4 out of 10. I mean, blue's been like consistently one of the best colors in the game, and they always have like good support already. Like Zeno's already really good, and like especially like if you can use like Paikuhan to like see what card you're putting into your energy. That's already really good. Like there's stuff like I could see you like using like Goku Ape being a good like Bardock's Crew. You can find which card you're putting on top of your deck with. I guess you need a blue Saiyan leader, right? Maybe you can't do this because Paikuhan's not a Saiyan, but there's just some cool stuff you can do with all that kind of stuff. All right, what do we have next? We went through blue, so let's talk about my boy green. All right, we're gonna talk about Slug real quick. All right, Slug's really weird. Slug is super duper weird, and I don't really want to talk about him until I actually build a deck and play him, because I don't think I'll be able to understand him until then. He is super weird. So when this card attacks, you and your opponent draw 1 card, which is already bad for hand destruction. And then if you have 3 or more green energy, when you activate a Rejuvenate skill, draw 2 cards and flip this card over, which just means you get to late awaken. Or if you have 4 or less, you can if you need to like emergency awaken, you can just your opponent both draw 1 and you get to untap 2 energy. So like being able to do an alternative way is fine, I think. And then it's a 20k leader. If your opponent has 7 or fewer cards in their hand, this card gets minus 5k power during battles on your opponent's turn. But on your turn, it's always a 20k, so that's kind of okay. When this card, also you can awaken this guy when you're not at like 4 life. You can awaken him really early. But it doesn't. Yeah, you're right. It doesn't seem like this. This is not a hand destruction leader. It's a weird hand modification leader in a lot of ways. Same thing, and then activating once per turn. If your opponent has 10 or more cards in their hand, you can play up to 1 mono green Slug army card with any cost of 2 or less from your drop area. Yeah, I think we have to play it more. If you play this leader as a hand destruction, you're probably not doing super well with it. And you have to have. It looks like you have to charge 3 green for your stuff as well, so that kind of sucks. But it's really weird. It's super weird. Frieza definitely is weirder for sure. But for a deck that's normally hand destruction, also can we talk about like, all right, I'm gonna look at this art. Look, it's just like this pose, and then like they did the same pose with on the other side. I think that's super funny. Like how it's just like and then kind of thing. I don't know. It's super funny to me. I know Slug was like a movie villain for like 15 minutes, but I think this is really interesting art. So I'm gonna put him like I'm gonna just put him way up here because I have high expectations that he's good, but I have no idea. But we're not even gonna rate him until I make a video for him. I don't want to like make a deck for him like yet because we don't have all the cards yet, and I bet there's some like sleeper cards that are really really good. But we'll talk about him a bit. I don't know how he is. We have to play him. So we'll go to like the other weird leader. So we're going to talk about Turles real quick. I'm more excited about Turles personally, so we're going to talk about him. But yeah, he's really cool. Oh, I don't know why it did that, but here we are. Alright. There we go. Alright. We've got Turles right here, and then we also have this Tree of Might over here as well, which we can talk about in a bit. I guess we'll put him. Okay. Well, okay. We start with this card, right? So permanent. So this is not a field card either. It's really weird. But well, in your battle area, this card can't be placed in your drop areas by skills. Reduce combo cost of old Turtles, Crusher Corp cards in your opponent's hand by 1. And you're like, oh, opponents. You play this on your opponent's side of the field. Essentially, that's what this thing is. So you get to because it's on your opponent's side of the field. If all of your opponent's energy is mono green, if this card is in your battle area at the start of your main phase, choose one card in your life, flip it face up. If you do, your opponent adds 1 fruit of the Tree of Might from their deck to their hand, then shuffles their deck if you look for it. So you get 3 +1s. If your leader card is a Turtles Crusher Army Corps, play this card in your opponent's battle area. Or play this card in your opponent's active main. If your leader card is a Turtles Crusher Corps, place this card in your opponent's battle area in active mode. And then wait, what's it say? If your leader card is Turtles, whatever, place this card in your opponent's battle area in active mode. So is it for like the mirror? Okay, that's fine. So, but you just play this guy. When you play this card, you get to play it in your opponent's battle area. When this card attacks, add up to 1 card. That's for if you want to activate 1 more. Oh, I see. Okay. I see it. Because if you... Okay, so this is when you hard cast it for your hand. Okay, I guess that makes sense. But yeah, when you place this card in your leader area, and then when this card attacks, add up to 1 card from your life to your hand. Look top 5 cards from the top of your deck. Add up to 1 Turtles Crusher Corp card from them to your hand, then shuffle your deck. And then when your life is at 4 or less, or your opponent has 3 or more life face up, you may draw 1 card, switch up to 1 of your energy active mode, and flip this card over. So like you can kind of like choose this, and like it's a really weird alternative way to awaken, right? Yeah. So we're gonna, and then also if we look at the I guess we need the fruit too. Did I add the fruit? We'll look at the fruit too. But on the other side, if a Turtles Crusher Corp card in your battle area would be placed in its owner's drop area by 1 of your skills, is sent to the owner's warp instead. So it's kind of bad, but it's just like I think it's different. Some like super big looping. But when this card deals damage, you choose the card your opponent loses from their life, which is also really good. So if you can see like they have some face-up cards and some of them aren't good, you can just have them like get bad cards. And then it's only when this card deals damage, but you can make this like a double strike. And then active main. Also, I'm pretty sure when you do crit, yeah, we definitely need more Crusher Corps because like the amount of cards that we have for this archetype isn't big enough for it to be good. But I agree. And then active main, you can choose 1 card in your hand, place it at the bottom of your deck. Added 1 fruit of the Tree of Might from your drop area to your hand. So just like the biggest thing about this is you get additional +1s, which is insane in my mind. So I think there's like just a bunch of cool potential for this guy. I'm gonna give this a 5 in general because I'm really excited to try it out, and we're gonna try that out tonight right after I talk about the rest of these guys. But yeah, there's also we have like some Xeno archetype stuff as well. We can always do Xeno Frieza. Xeno Frieza is just so easy. You just pop a card and then you go through your stuff. And so we've got like this Turtles, and we've got these are like the weenies, but they've got some cool effects. But then we also have like we have like 2 versions of the Xeno ones, the 4-drop and a 6-drop. Yeah, like make them discard it. If they don't, your opponent may choose 1 card in their hand, discard it. If they don't, you get to draw a card, then flip it to 1 card in your opponent's life face up. So like you just you get free card advantage from this just dies. R when you activate blocker, which is really neat. And then this Turtles crit double strike for 2. When the card evolves in this card, switches card to active mode. When your opponent chooses 1 card in their hand, sends it to their warp. Flip it 2 cards from your opponent's life face up, which is really good. And then there are 4 other Crusher Corps. Okay. Yeah. And when this card attacks, combo with 1 green battle card from your drop area with skills negated for the turn. Okay, skills negated, that's fine. It's still just a 10k. And then we have 4-star ball, which is opponent has 2 or more energy, and you choose 1 of your mono green Turtles, then you cost 3 or 4. So, which means this one, which becomes a 2-drop if you have your right things, right? 3 or more Crusher in your battle, and 3 or more energy reduces by 2. During your turn, all your Turtles Crusher Corps gain plus 10k power. Okay. Which is fine. And when this card attacks, choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards and KO it. Alright. The red Zarbon Robot Twins and green hair Raccoon. Okay. Yeah, I think we just need more of these Crusher Corp cards, I think, to make it like a solid choice. But I think there's just like a lot of cool stuff this leader has. I'm really excited for it, and I'm going to give it a 5 because it's green. And it's the deck that I'm excited to play. So, oh, I guess real quick we're going to look at the fruit. What the fruit does is... Where's the fruit? There it is. So it's an extra card, which means it's not like super good, but yeah, active battle. If you, we'll look at the 1-drop Turles as well. If your leader card is Turles Crusher Corp, all of your energy is mono green, and you flip one face-up card in your opponent's life face down. Choose up to one of your leader cards or battle cards, and it gets plus 20k power for the battle. It can be on defense too. If the chosen card character's name includes Turles, it also gains double strike. So if you have a big triple, or like a big crit boy, you can make it a big double strike crit, and then just go from there. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, Yellow Whis. Yellow Whis is also really cool too. We're going to talk about Yellow Whis in a second. And then the 1-drop's like really important for this deck. So when this card's played, flip up to one card in your opponent's life face up. If your leader card is a Turles Crusher Corp, when this card attacks, look at the top 5 cards from the top of your deck, combo with up to 5 Turles Crusher Corp cards among them, then shuffle your deck. So just being able to play them for free, because like this guy, you're able to, you can play this card in rest mode instead, and then this dude, I think it's a similar thing. Yeah, so you can just play your dudes in rest mode, which means you can get this out next turn and everything. It just seems good. It just seems good. I'm gonna say it. It seems good. But yeah, a lot of super rares too. All right, that's it. We're done talking about this boy. We're gonna give it a 5, and just move on. And we're gonna delete that tree, just like the movie. Spoilers. I'm gonna put him as a 5. All right, we've got like 4 more leaders to talk about real quick, and I've already been talking for an hour, so that's good. That's cost efficient. All right. We're gonna be quick. Oh boy, Whis is cool. Whis is like it's kind of like a Gohan deck because it's like skillless and such. But if we look at Whis, let me bring it let me actually bring it up over here. Whis front. And alright, so when this card attacks, draw 1. Once per turn, if it's your opponent's turn, when a yellow skillless battle card is placed in your drop area from your combo area, you may play it from your drop area. So just being able to like play a card from like it's like free card advantage, right? And then also when your life is at 4 or less, or you have a yellow unison card play with specified cost of 2 in play, draw 1. They messed up it's like they didn't add a space next to 1 in card. I'm gonna notice this forever, so that's why I don't like this leader. That's the only reason they messed that up. It's fine, mistakes happen, but look at that. It's 1 card instead of 1 card. Now you all see it too. But anyway, switch it to one of your energy to active mode, add and then 6 or less. So being able to untap cards is really good. And like you can just pay for 2, and then you can awaken. You have 1 energy. Like Go Tanks is like the same thing, right? In that regard. Then draw 1, and then also if it's your opponent's turn, when it's skillless, same thing once per turn, and then activate once per turn. Like what you can also do is that like you can swing on like let's say you turn 2, you put a unison out, and then they swing into your leader. You can combo, play something, awaken because you have your unison out, and then play another thing by comboing. Actually, no. It has to be 2 swings, so that's actually kind of hard to do. Never mind. Don't listen to me. But activate for 1 yellow, you can choose up to 1 Son Goku or Vegeta, and it uses the brackets, so it has to be literally those skillless ones. Healing Pod has to be green battle cards, so that's the tough thing about this. But you can choose up to 1 yellow battle card from your deck or hand with any cost of 3 and an EX evolve skill in the same character name as the card you played. And then you shuffle your deck if you look through it. So if you look at these designer notes, so we've got these 15k Son Gokus and Vegetas, and they've made all these like 15k 2-drop unisons, which are skillless cards, which I really like, especially since they're only like 1 specific color. I mean, obviously 20ks are more powerful, but like the options for these are nice. Also, this Whis card is broken. Like this one's a really, really good card. when this card is played with top 5 from your deck, add up to one skillless battle card or one yellow unison card specific cost 2 among them to your hand, then shuffle your deck. And then when you use a yellow skillless battle card in a combo, draw 1. So you just play this turn 1, you find your awakened condition turn 2, and then if you have one of these skillless Son Gokus or Vegetas, you just combo with them on your opponent's next turn, and then you get to play it for free, and you get to draw a card. It's just good. It's just value. You get this 15k out there. And then you can start up for one of your EX Evolves. So just for 1 yellow energy, you get to like draw a card, get a 20k crit Goku on top of the yellow Son Goku, and it costs a 2. And then you can just like KO one of your opponent's cards in rest mode, and when this card is removed from your battle area, like it's just like tons of value for yellow, right? Like it's a good strategy for it. And I think we also have, let's see, yellow battle. Do we not have? Are the yellow cards not in there? Guess not. All right. Well, that's fine. It's good. This is good stuff. Negating Fist, Super Saiyan Blue, Son Goku. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. This just like it's like Gohan in a lot of ways, where like this deck will just gain a lot of value really quickly, and just like spam the board with like a big crit boy or a big double strike boy while gaining advantage, and it's just good. It's just all good stuff. And if we get like more of these skillless Son Gokus and Vegetas, like it's just gonna be better. So. And I think because it specifically says 15k, right? Because I know there's like there's already yellow skillless ones. Yeah, 15k power. But for this one, does it have to be? Yeah, it can actually just be like the other vanilla one. So that's fine. Which means, all right. If you wanna be spicy already, here we go. Unison yellow. We've got Bergamo. Play up to one skillless battle card and universe sign with any cost of 2 or less from your deck in rest mode. So you can, I guess it's rest mode. Rest mode sucks. Never mind. But you could do it, but it sucks. But unless, does we say an active mode? Choose up to one skillless from your deck or hand with any cost of, place in order's drop area and 3. So then you can like get free, but it's like a 1-drop unison, so that kind of sucks. But it's fine. There's potential there. All right. And is Vados the one that you want to have your default unison? In 20 attack, you choose one yellow skillless battle card in your hand or drop area and combo with it. If you do, negate the skill for the turn. So that just means like if they swing into this Vados, you can just combo immediately, which is really nice. And then after main, choose one of your opponent's battle cards and unison cards. Switch to rest mode. Okay. -2, play up to 2 skillless battle cards, 15k power from your deck or drop area, then shuffle your deck. Okay, this one's just better. Just use this one. Don't play Bergamo. Any Vegetas that could be used as potential. They haven't been doing Batara fusion for a while because I think they realized that it was broken. But I don't know. I think this is a 4. We're gonna make it a 4 real quick. I think there's just like it's good, and then I have no doubt there's gonna be like some really good win condition for it. So we're gonna do that. Put that there, and we're gonna put this one right next to it. Boom. All right. And so, let's see. Yeah, we seems really fun. We got 3 more decks. We're gonna Frieza. Oh my gosh, we need like 20 minutes to talk about this Frieza. Oh my gosh. But here we are. So, all right, Frieza's weird. Frieza's really, really weird. I almost want to put him right next to Slug because I just need to play the deck, honestly, right? We play the deck and see how it goes. But it's just a really weird thing to do. Let me see also what people are saying. Uneasy Alliance Frieza. No Escape Son Goku. No Escape Son Goku, maybe. Maybe it stops the Paikuhan deck. Maybe. Alright. Anyway, so we're not going to talk about this too much. We're just going to talk about like how crazy it is. I'm going to have to build this deck. And this will probably be the next deck I build after Turles. But yeah, if all your life is face up, you lose the game. Okay. When you take damage, flip cards in your life face up equal to the damage that you take instead. Cards in your life can only be flipped face up by skills by mono yellow cards. You can't add face up cards in your life to your hand. When you place this card in your leader area, you activate the recovering device, and then when your life is at 5 or less, you can get rid of your recovery device and flip this card over. And then this is just a big 15k. We have an alternative way to awaken, by the way. If all your life is face up, you lose the game still. Cards, same 2 permanents on the other side, but active battle. Once per turn, you can place 1 card from your life in your drop area, draw 1, and then And this gains plus 5k power and double strike for the battle. So what happens is like this card can get rid of the face-up life, because it says you can't add face-up cards in your life to your hand, but you're just sending it to the drop area, so you're fine. Additionally, if you have like skills that crit your life, they're fine in this leader. You just can't add them to your hand. Let's see, can you in Whis can you use the Vegito that Batars for 1? We'll look at it real quick. How about that? Which Vegito Batars for 1? These need blue. This one? Yeah, you can do that. You can just play this for 1 if you want. So I think there could be like a yellow-blue candy archetype potentially. I think there's that potential for that deck as well. Yeah, you can do that one. All right. Where was I? All right, so we got this guy. So he's really cool, and being able to do that is fun. And then also, we've got where's the pod? We've got this pod dude, and it's also got a wall attack. So it's a barrier and field. It's a 10. You gotta play it when you play it when you start the game. But when a card in your life is flipped face up, you choose up to one of your opponent's cards, just cards, and switch to rest mode. So it can be energy, it can be their leader, it can be their unison, it can be their their battle cards. So like, yeah, immediately energy is like what I would think about. Like it's just good. And then I think you can just play if it is energy, you can do stuff like play like the poutine for free, which I think is like an automatic include for this deck. Just because you have like so much resting. If you card's yellow when opponent's card switch to rest mode by one of your card skills, you play this card from your hand. When your opponent plays a battle card using your skill or activates counters, switch it to one of your opponent's battle cards, switch to rest. Yeah, so like that's immediately what you want for that lead. Like you play this for free so easily. And I think this card's kind of worth it in that regard. All right, but going back to this, and then activate once per turn, if all your energy is mono yellow and you choose one card in your life, add it and one yellow Frieza card in your battle area and place them in your owner's drop area. You draw 2, then choose it to one mono yellow Frieza's army card or mono yellow unison card in your hand and place it in your life face up. So that's like super weird, right? And so the weird thing about this deck is that you don't gain card advantage for getting hit, right? Which is like the basis of this game in so many ways, right? Being able to like, it's fine, like. I don't think you get... Does it get crit? When you take damage from cards in your life face up to your hand. So I don't think you take crit with this leader. I'm not sure, but I don't think you would. I think it just gets flipped up too. But it's just super kooky, right? What happens if you don't have the card to place face up? Well, you have to, right? Because you draw 2 cards and choose up to 1. Oh, it says choose up to 1. So you don't have to. It's an up to 1, so you can choose 0. So like you can just go straight +2, but there's also a bunch of cards in the archetype that wants to be in your life at the same time, so it's fine. It's worth it. If you have 3 or more face-up cards in your life and you place this card in its owner's drop area, yeah, so exactly. So like that's part of the reason, and it's also active battle, which is really really nice. If you need to like sneak it or something, that's fine. And like if your opponent's like also like being really aggressive with it as well, you just place the top card of your deck in your life face up. So like you just put more cards in your life too. Yeah, so like I don't know. I'd have to try this deck. I think it's fun. I think there's a lot of cool stuff. Like also like the boss monster for it is really powerful. It's this boy here. Also, this Ginyu, I really like this leader. So, if your leader's yellow, all your energy is mono yellow. When this card is face up in your life is placed in your drop area. If you don't have a unison card in play this card from your drop area with a marker on it. So you're just going to free play a unison. And then for +1, you place 1 face card in your life under this card. If you do, choose 1 mono yellow battle card in your hand, place in your life face up, then draw 1. So you just get free cycle, right? Which is fine. And then also we've got this Frieza. So this is just a hard cast for 5, but deflect, double strike, blocker. Can't be removed from your battle area by your opponent's skills. So it's like barrier plus. If your leader card is yellow, when this card is played, choose all of your opponent's battle cards in rest mode, KO them, and flip 1 card in your life face down, and then at the end of the turn switch this card to active mode. So you like get to rejuvenate 1, which is really, really good. And then auto, once per turn, when your opponent activates a counterattack skill, choose up to 2 cards and switch to the rest mode, and they can't be switched to active mode until the end of your opponent's next turn, which also you can choose cards that are already in rest mode, like energy and like their leader. And then like just being able to switch your opponent's leader to rest mode is really good in this game, and keep it rested too. So so I think this deck's gonna really depend on how often it can flip cards back to face down. I don't think it has a lot of skills like that. Like I think it's more of just putting more cards into your life than that. But it's really unique. And then we also have like these Friezas that you can play from your life. And when this face-up card in your life is placed in your drop area for 1 yellow, you can play this 5k blocker. If your turn when this card is played, choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards, any cost of 4 or less in rest mode and KO it. So just good value. We need to see more of the cards from it, but I like this card's scary. Like, right, if you can play this card consistently, it does a lot for the deck. Especially in a deck like an archetype that has a Nimbus that can save you from that kind of stuff. And I think it's all good. So I'm gonna put it like a 4. I really want to put it a 5, but I don't. It seems the awaken condition just. I don't know, decks that don't have like that burst for untapping or awakening normally don't do good, like Bojack and stuff. And I think like Bojack's still fun and fine, but I'm just worried like this won't have like the boost of like advantage that it would really need. But at the other hand, like you can like awaken really early with this deck, and just do what the come on, transform. There we go. I want to put him at a 5. But I'm going to just put him as a 4. I need to test him out more, obviously, but there we go. And transform. All right. And we just got the black ones to talk about. So we've got Goku, Vegeta, boom. And we've got Goku Black and Vegeta right there. All right. It's a Black Saiyan. When this card attacks, draw 1 and add 1 card from your life to your hand. You just mill 5. I think this... I want to just put this as a 4. And just get over it. But yeah, it's just like it's like a Vegex almost immediately in a lot of ways. It's a Black Saiyan that mills a bunch of cards, and once per turn when you play a battle card using a Union Fusion kill, draw 1, so you just get free advantage. And then it's the 5 is on you swinging, and then also once per turn you add 1 card from your life to your hand, choose 2 of your black battle cards at any cost of 1, and they get plus 10k power until the end of your opponent's turn. So I don't know. I think this is fine. I think we already had like enough Black Saiyan leaders, but we got more. So that's an archetype. I'm gonna put it as a 5. We'll see how right that is. I thought like one of the other like Black Saiyan leaders was gonna be a 5, but Vegex is still the best one. So they gave this one plus 5, mill 5 instead of mill 3 like the rest. So we're just gonna put this here. We've got like a bunch of cool stuff with it. He doesn't mill. Oh wait, it's warp. Whoa, wait a minute. Am I just tired? Am I just crazy? Oh, to your warp. Alright, hold back. Alright, pause the video. Start again. Alright, so it's to your warp, which is completely different. Alright, I'm silly. Sends it to the warp. Alright, I'll slow down. Alright, let's go to the designer notes. We'll read them. Alright, so it's about manipulating cards in your warp. He also features a unique take on Union Fusion. Alright. And I think the unique take is that some of them don't have Union Fusion, right? Like, so Gogeta here for 1 black, you can just play this card, and you can choose battle cards in your warp when choosing this card's Union skill. So you can just play this card for essentially free, right? But I think, let's see, and then this guy as well. You can also play for Union Fusion, big 20k blocker. Same thing, and then for 1 black, play this card at the bottom of your deck, play up to 1 Goku and Vegeta Xeno, and it costs 1 for your drop air or warp. Okay. Alright, and then we've got this Paikuhan. Choose 2 of your black battle cards, play up to 1. Okay. Alright, I've changed my mind. Yeah, I think Vegex is just better. You're right. I think just getting cards from your drop area to your warp is super easy and free to do. I'm going to make it a 3. I've changed my mind. He's a 3. I'm going to put him there. And unless there's like some crazy good stuff later that's revealed, I don't think this is going to be as good. I think Vegex is just too good of a leader to not play. Especially since you can just overwhelm for free. Like, that's just the idea. Alright. Now we'll slow down, not anymore. And we'll talk about the last ones. We're going to talk about Shroom and Salsa. And I'm going to say that I'm afraid of this leader because I like to play cards from my drop area because I'm a cell player. But when this card attacks, draw 1, auto once per turn. If this card's in battle, when your opponent uses when you use a black battle card in a combo, your opponent sends 1 black, or When you use a black battle card in a combo, your opponent sends one battle card from their drop area to their warp. If there are no battle cards in your opponent's drop area, draw one card. So I think that's really easy, like card advantage later, and it can be used on like both players' turn and like in the mirror. Like if you're playing against an overwhelm deck, like that's really powerful. And when your life's at 4 less, or your opponent has 4 more cards in their warp, which is really easy to do, you draw one, switch, untap one, and then when this card attacks, draw one. Same thing, auto once per turn. It can be used on both players' turns, and activating once per turn. If there are no battle cards in your opponent's drop area, choose up to one black evil wizard, demon realm race, or demon god. Any cost of 2 or less in your deck or hand, play it, then shuffle your deck if you look through it. So I think this is just a really good leader, right? Especially like against the current format. I think that's why a lot of people are scared, including myself, because we've got like all these cards that play from the drop area. Being able to kind of just put those cards in check and just get rid of them in a lot of ways is good, and getting card advantage for it too. So I'm going to put this as a 5 for right now. I think it's going to be like a Dark Broly in a lot of ways too, where it looks really interesting, and people are going to experiment with it, and you can do some really good stuff with it. So that's my idea. We're going to put this as a 5 and go from there. I mean, it's just good. It just seems like a lot of good value, and it looks like one of the first like good like mid-range black decks that we don't like. That's not really like super duper archetype dependent. So do you know if we expecting any ult support in this set? I hope so. I don't know. I have no idea. They haven't said so either way. But yeah. So if I was to talk about of these decks, I think Janemba has a lot of potential. I think Turles has a lot of potential, and I think Shroom has a lot of potential. And then if I was going by the best red leader is Launch to look into, and then also I think Whis is really good for yellow. Frieza's probably just weird, but Whis is probably just like the more straightforward version, and everything like that. Yeah, Janemba seems really good. There's like already a bunch of synergy that exists in the game already for it. So. And we have I have no idea about Slug. I want him to work, so I'll have to check him out. But here's this. This is the end of the YouTube video. Thank you guys for watching, and then we're going to shift to making our Turtles deck. So if this is the VOD, thanks for watching.